Welcome to Penpositive. This is Vinod Narayan. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about a book, Decoding Greatness by Ron Friedman. Ron Friedman is an award winning social psychologist. So, the book, Decoding Greatness, is about how the best people in the world reverse engineer success. So, through anecdotes, stories, ideas, Ron takes us through this whole concept of how we can look at success, how we can decode how that happens. Decode greatness, reverse engineer success. So, most of the time we look at success, we get inspired, but inspiration is not enough. We need to start reverse engineering, learn from those successes, and try to reproduce them or see if it can be repeated. It happened to him, but why did it happen to him or her? And then try to take away the nuts and bolts out of it, and then try to find out what that really means. And then try to repeat that in our own life or our own situations. There are four things I would say that really stood out for me. One was creativity. Till I read the book, I always had this concept that creativity is about originality. If you don't produce something original, you're not creative. But that's not right. The person who comes up with the original idea is necessarily not the one who succeeds. If you look at anything, and Ron does mention in his book, you look at Facebook, you look at Apple, you look at Microsoft, you look at any of those successful companies, Amazon, everyone, they were not the people who came up with the original idea. They found a better way to make that idea work. Better, faster, cheaper way, which was more accessible to people, and they did it in scale. And I think that is when it really struck me that you don't have to wait for the original idea to come, because sometimes the original idea would come to you when it is too early to even implement it. So maybe you should take an original idea that is there and try to figure out if there is a better way to do it, if it makes more sense to do it. Maybe making it available for a lot more people. So that whole process of originality being the de facto reason why creativity is there, or I mean, whenever you talk about creativity, there's always this mention that it has to be original. That's not. There's a pattern. There's a plot. Movies. Everything has a way. Books. It's written in a certain fashion. There are certain things that work, certain things that don't work. I think that was a major insight when I read the book. Another part is about learning from other people's work. This was also a new thing for me. Not a new thing for me, but I always thought that if I read other people's work, if I watch other people's videos, if I look at other people's work, spend more time on that, that might impact my creativity and the way I would do certain things. But I think that's also wrong. There is a lot to learn from other people's work, especially if you're trying to do something really new. So before you get into that, you can actually look at existing work, try to see how people are doing things, and then find a different way that you can do those things. Maybe you're looking at a video, or the way a video is presented in one language, and you might want to do videos in a different language. Maybe you could, it's not imitating, it's recreating that same way. Now, the third thought is about risk that I found very fascinating. Taking out the risk, making risk taking less risky. And it's important because everyone says you have to take risks, but then everyone, even if they say failure is something that you can learn, it's okay, but the cost of learning should be as less as possible. So risky, how can you take the riskiness out of risk taking? For an agile practitioner like me, when we do sprints, we do this 1 week to 4 week sprints, right? So the whole idea of doing a 2 week sprint is that we don't know a lot of things. There's so many unknowns. So even if we have to say that what we did for the last sprint was totally something we have to completely throw away, what we have lost is only 2 weeks of effort. Not like We start working on it, we work on it for 1 year, spend millions of dollars and figure out it doesn't work. So we should find innovative ways in which we can take the risk out of risk taking, or make it less risky for that matter. And then finally, practice, practice, practice. There's a lot of stories about Michael Phelps and how Michael Phelps once was trying, as part of his championship, he was swimming and then water got into his goggles and he couldn't see. But he was ready for that kind of a situation because he was able to swim without seeing, by counting the laps or counting the strokes that he takes, because he has practiced that in a dark pool with no lights, without being able to see anything. He has had that practice. So practicing regularly, frequently, not just that, practicing for every eventuality and looking at many ways of practicing it. I do my videos without script. I do have pointers. I never used to have pointers before, but I decided that I have to have pointers, because if I don't have pointers, I go all over the place and I'm not able to finish the video in time. But I don't have any script. And this video, I read the book. I finished reading the book 3 days back. Usually I make videos only after probably about 2 weeks of reading the book, because I want to only talk about things that still stick with me. But this time I recorded it earlier, and the time needed to create this video, I probably spent about 6-7 minutes before this video jotting down the points that I wanted to say, and then I went ahead and did this video. And I'm not able to do it because this is the first time that I'm doing. All the videos that I've done in the past 2 years, 2.5, 3 years, have been all like this. So at this point, I think creating a video comes pretty much naturally, and I don't try to create the perfect video. There is imperfections, one imperfection or the other one in every video, and over a period of time, things get better. Who should be reading the book? I think everyone should be reading the book. Everyone who thinks that success can be reverse engineered. And either way, I mean, reading book is great. So read the book. I have the book with me here. So you guys take care. Be content. Be pen positive. Stay safe. And please, please be kind. Thank you.